Finally, I can be free of this cursed contraption. Thank you, my friend. You may not understand it yet, but you've given me the opportunity to finally put right a great wrong. We are all brains, my friend. Yours just happens to be precariously balanced atop an ambulatory organic automaton. As the creator of the cerebral decantation technique, I felt it only fair that I served as the first practical subject of my own theory. It's time to put an end to this horror. You must by now have realized how destructive the Red Strain truly is. The catastrophe that would ensue, should it be released, is frankly inconceivable. You and I are the last hope of bringing an end to the horror that this facility threatens to unleash upon the world. We must eradicate all traces of the Red Strain, once and for all, while we still can. Fear not, my friend. I have a plan to do exactly that. They each might have been brilliant in their own way, but they are lacking in resolve when it comes to what's truly important. They want to stew in cogitation, calculating every conceivable variable before ever daring to act. We do not have the luxury of the time that would require. There's so much more at stake here than you can possibly know. It's not just this facility that's in danger. The threat is far greater than that. The disaster at the Windscale site sent the whole base into a panic. But all that the organization cared about were their precious research samples. In the midst of the unfolding chaos, they secretly loaded 2 trains up with Red Strain samples in order to transport them to a different facility, one just outside the zone. It was, frankly, an act of desperate madness and a clear breach of all of our existing quarantine protocols. Then, something went catastrophically wrong with the Sentry robots, and in the ensuing chaos, the Red Strain was released onto the base, triggering an immediate emergency quarantine. The second train was stopped by the automated quarantine, but there's a very real danger that the primary evacuation train left the facility, with samples of the Red Strain on board. It might seem that way, but I know where they went. You see, parts of the research into the Red Strain were being kept deliberately quiet, even from the processing department. That was in itself suspicious. Then I started to hear whispers of research subjects presenting with wildly different symptomatic conditions to those we had witnessed. Worryingly different. Via a combination of gentle diplomacy and outright coercion, I managed to gain access to a small part of the classified research that they were keeping from us. Even that limited extract made it clear that the Red Strain has far more exciting and dangerous properties than simply inducing homicidal rage in test subjects. It creates a form of shared consciousness, diffusing information amongst contaminated minds to form an organized collective awareness. In short, many become one. They were researching ways this could be used to influence anyone, from subtle behavioral adjustment all the way through to full subversion of free will. In layman's terms, we're talking about mass mind control. I'm sure I do not need to explain to you the horrifying implications of this technology falling into the wrong hands. I need you to understand that, in case there are no right hands. Which leaves us with no other option. To eradicate the Red Strain once and for all, we'll have to destroy the quarantine zone and any other test sites in the region. I understand your hesitance to unleash such wanton destruction, of course. But you must understand that this is the only way to truly protect the world beyond this beleaguered corner of the kingdom. I discovered where they plan to take the samples. There's an ancillary base, Test Site N, located outside of the zone, built specifically to further expand Red Strain research. If the samples survived the trip, and we must assume they did, however unlikely that may seem, then they will be in secure storage at Site N. If we are to truly eradicate the strain, we must destroy Site N and every other clandestine test site in the region, not just the quarantine zone here. It's the only way to be sure we can finally find a use for the processing department's precious high Albion, that giant white elephant of a space station that they've got hanging abandoned in geosynchronous orbit above the zone. Once I'm connected to the command center, we can activate the Apollyon contingency. It's a contingency plan to scuttle High Albion. Designed as a measure of last resort, it will deorbit the station and bring it crashing down into the ocean. From the command center, you can redirect the station towards the Lake District instead. We can take out the quarantine zone and the rest of their damn test sites in one fell swoop. I know how apocalyptic this must sound, but you have to believe me. It's the only way to be certain of eliminating the red strain for good. If it breaches containment, everyone could lose their autonomy. Humanity's free will, gone. Just like that. We can't let that happen. Test Site N was being built specifically to further research on the red strain. I saw the plans myself. Those samples are incredibly volatile and need a very specifically designed containment facility. The red strain samples will still be there, I'm certain. They have to be. I understand the gravity of what I'm asking of you. But you have to believe me when I tell you, this is the only way. My life is on the line here too. But I made the decision long ago that I was willing to sacrifice myself to stop anyone from spreading the red strain's curse any further. And to do that, we have to destroy it all. Not just here in the zone, but in the other sites across Cumbria. We must be ruthlessly thorough. And waste yet more time arguing with those fatuous fools? Very well, but please plug me into the command center first. Then we can talk for as long as you want.
you lot.
You're dead. This isn't.
Piece of cake, this'll be. Careful, won't get jammy twice.
Boots with your teeth.
They're dead!
Like, be the dead. Focus on the enemy.
Is that Keen you have with you? Please do not plug him in. Let's talk about this.
You witless buffoon! Do you realize what you've done?
What have you done?
Enough. Now that I'm here, there's no further need for pointless debate. Is there, Dr. Spender?
Absolutely not, Dr. Keen.
It's good to be back.
Permission level 5 reached. Site status changed to operational.
They've clearly come round to my point of view, as I knew they inevitably would. Ask them if you like. They'll only tell you the same thing.
Whatever you decide is for the best, Dr. Keen.
This plan might not be as elegant as Albion, but it's the only hope we have of eradicating the Red Strain. If I could do it alone, I would, but clearly I need your help. Are you with me? Good. I had a suspicion I'd put my faith in the right person. There are a few final steps required to properly enact the plan. I'll need the radio communications array, those big domes, properly aligned, so I can send the command signal to Deorbit High Albion station. That's where you come in. The array has suffered damage and severed my access from here. You'll need to align them manually. The controls are in the high security area of the flight engineering facility. I can grant you the required privileges to get past the final security measures and gain access to the controls, so that shouldn't cause you any issue. Align the communications array with the station, and then we'll need to go about bringing down the interference field.
Perfect logic, always, Dr. Keen. Yes.
We've come too far to give up now. Please, help me fix this.
that?
Bloody hell.
to minimum safe distance immediately.
Done, fool? You tried to destroy us? You think you can escape with one of the other heathens? There is no escape from what you are. Without the voice, there is no escape from that small world inside your skull. You lived your offered a gift, and you spurned it. You will never be offered it again. If you will not be with the voice, you will only feed the soil. And that is all that awaits you. Death is here for you.
Tactical reposition.
Finally, you're here. Hit the controls by the window. They'll trigger the terminal engine bells. People may never understand what we did here. Indeed, they may judge us madmen. Rest assured that our actions here today have spared the world the most unimaginable of horrors. We are both heroes. I hope you understand that. That's part of the station. I can see it falling. It's more beautiful than I would have ever dreamt. I've been planning this for so long, and often tried to imagine how it would feel to actually face it. Well, now you know, Alexander. This is it, my friend. Everything we've done was all for this.
There is a degree of nobility in pulling down the sky upon one's own head, I admit. But to evaporate an eighth of England like this in the service of the greater good, including, it must be said, yourself. Let's not think about the possibility that Keane was wrong, and there are red strain samples now well outside the blast area.
You left quite the trail of carnage, didn't you? But sometimes violence is necessary, I know. You largely ignored good advice and wise words, which is to say, my advice and my words. So many shoot first and ask questions afterwards. Not you, though. You opened the crypt and then moved on. Always fun opening boxes, isn't it? Just ask Pandora. I wonder how things will develop now you've opened the crypt. Time will tell, it always does. As it started, so it ends, with a fire from the heavens. It's an extreme solution, but a plummeting space station should eradicate every threat in the quarantine zone, and for a good distance beyond. So ends the quarantine, Oberon, and everything else. Yet here I am to talk about it. What might you conclude from that?